This week on the podcast, it's our holiday episode. We are sharing all of the ideas that you sent in about how you bring a little Disney into your holiday celebrations. Well, and Carrie and I share what we do too. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Francine and you're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast, a podcast where our first topic of conversation will always be Disney. I've been a Disney fan for as long as I can remember, and I'm determined to bring more of that Disney magic into my everyday life. So if you need a little extra pixie dust in your day, you've come to the right place. Thanks so much for listening, and let's get started. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, Carrie.
Hello. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. This is the week of Christmas. I'm so excited.
Yes, me too. Only because I don't have to work. No, I'm excited for Christmas. I'm just teasing.
Well, we said we were going to do a Christmas episode, and we're going to get to that. We're going to get to all the stuff that, you know, people bringing Disney into their Christmas and their holidays. But before we get started, we were going to talk about some of the news. And I think one of the biggest news stories this week, which is we changed our artwork.
Yeah.
So for anybody who is, you know, paying attention in their podcast player, we have updated the artwork for the podcast, and I love it.
Cool. Yeah.
I love it.
I like it. It's brighter, and it just kind of stands out a little bit more. Well,
and it has you in it.
I liked the artwork before.
So we did talk about how we were going to record a new intro and outro and all that kind of stuff, but
I've just been busy.
I know, time gets away, but we did manage to get the artwork done, and I'm so happy about that. And I love the way it just kind of came together, because it was one of those, like, what are we going to do? Should we put both our heads on it? Like, do we have a nice picture of the two of us together? And then it just kind of worked out that we used the classic 3 circles and had us in the middle and the 2 castles above our heads.
Yes, yours and mine.
So it worked out perfectly. So yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Cool.
Yeah. So in the new year, we'll figure out the whole intro, outro, all that. We got some
lots
stuff
on our
to
to-do list.
Can we do it before the 100th episode, though? Because I think, or maybe that's what we'll do, is that'll be the 100th episode. Yeah.
We're quite a few weeks away from the 100th, though. But I guess
I know.
Maybe that is a goal, not to say we should.
It has to be done before then. How's that?
Yeah, that's good. We're putting it out there.
We'll put that out there and put it on our to-do list.
Yep.
Yeah.
We need to do a photo. We were going to do a photo shoot.
We were going to do all sorts of stuff, but I feel like we need to be in one of the Disney parks to do a real good photo shoot.
Or we need to actually be able, like, to be in the same city as each other.
Yeah, it's funny. My cousins were messaging today on Facebook, and we have like a group family chat, and they were talking about how their restrictions are they can't be together at Christmas, or they've opened it up for one day so they can be together on Christmas Day, but then that's it, they're back in lockdown or something along those lines. And you know, so they were asking, and I'm like, I have no idea what our what our rules are, because I don't know.
I think your rules follow. The rules follow what you guys are already doing. I don't think you have to really pay attention to them.
I don't go anywhere. I don't see anybody. But, yeah, fun stuff. So this week in Disney news.
I was going to say, to the news.
To the news.
What news? No news is good news with Gary Gnu. Do you remember that? Did you watch that? TV Ontario?
Yeah.
I loved that.
Oh my gosh. How do you remember this stuff?
I don't know, but I had a friend named Gary. And I remember we called him Gary Gnu.
So this was like a little TV spot when we were kids on TV. And he was like, was he like a Muppet?
He was a puppet.
A puppet or a Muppet? Like, what's the difference between a puppet and a Muppet?
A Muppet is Jim Henson's Muppets, and a puppet is a puppet. Let's not go there, okay? We're here to talk about the news and Christmas.
Only people can see your face when I ask the question, what's the difference between a puppet and a Muppet?
Well, Gary can do. Let's get back to Gary, because really, we want people.
Like I asked, what's the difference between Disneyland and Walt Disney World? Like, oh, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. We're back to the news.
Back to the news.
Okay, so one of the things that happened last week was the finale of The Mandalorian. Don't worry, no spoilers here.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. In fact, this might be my only kind of mini rant that I will do on the podcast is people who post spoilers. Like, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that?
And that type of spoiler, like,
it's
everybody's interested. It's whatever. Spoilers are bad, but like something that's epic, like that the whole world is watching, you have to behave.
It's huge. It was such, and it was such a huge finale, and people, everybody's in their homes. It's not like we're going to movies. It's not like we're going, like, this is the center of the universe for so many people. And on the Friday, the day that the episode is released, not everybody got to watch it first thing in the morning or anything like that. And people were posting spoilers online. And it's kind of mean.
I saw people were like on Instagram and whatever, people were posting like, watch it. And I knew I had to watch it as soon as possible because it would get spoiled. And I watched it right after work. On Friday, and I messaged you and I said, don't get off the internet and watch it as soon as possible, because I saw a spoiler and I was like, just don't turn it, like, whatever. And I know you're always like looking at every, like, on Instagram and whatever, doing the Pixie fan stuff, but I was like, please stay off the internet and watch it right away.
I know. And I unfortunately had seen the spoilers, but it's just whatever. The only thing I posted to anybody is watch it. That's it. It was epic. It was everything that Star Wars fans hoped, like we all, it's almost like, when you're watching a movie and you really want it to be good because like your favorite actor's in it, or it's telling a story that you've seen before, or you know what I mean? And you almost like will it to be good. And then it flops, and you're so disappointed. I feel like that's what The Mandalorian was, only we weren't disappointed. It was like one of those things where you were willing it to be good, and it was better than you thought.
It's definitely a fan pleaser, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's so fantastic. So if you haven't watched it, watch it. If you never even got into the series, but you had a little bit of Star Wars in you, it's you know what? It's entertainment. It is definitely great entertainment on Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. Worth watching.
And afterwards, I'd send you a video to watch right after which I enjoyed more than the episode. Yes. Was people have compiled the Star Wars fans watching the reaction videos. So there's people that put them all together, and I was crying and laughing watching the reaction videos, because that is what fandom is all about. That is why we love Disney. That is why we love Star Wars. That is why we love Harry Potter. That is why we love Muppets. Why we love anything. Like seeing the people react, and the joy and the tears and the laughter.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like it was
that
so
video
cool.
Was absolutely incredible. And you know what? I'll put a link in the show notes to that video, Carrie, because I think it just kind of captures everything people love about, you're right, fandom, any kind of fandom, whether it's Star Wars, Disney, Muppets, whatever it is. That's like what it means. It
captures
to people.
That joy, like the excitement and the joy, and what it means to everybody when you're so involved.
Awesome. But you can't watch that reaction video.
Yeah, don't watch it. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it
until you've watched the whole season and the episode, and you stay till after the credits, because there's an extra bonus scene at the very end, which is it's awesome. They really did a great job with The Mandalorian. In other news.
There's other news?
There's other news. Yeah, there was more than The Mandalorian that went on.
Oh, that's all that I've been seeing.
So I don't know about you, but I love this guy, Josh D'Amaro. And normally I'm not very focused on who's the executives at Disney. Like, I don't like to, I know obviously Disney's a business, but I don't like to think in terms of that. I do obviously love, following and seeing how their plans come together and stuff like this. But this guy, Josh Tomorrow, I don't know what it is about him, whether it's just the pictures of him or I don't know. But he's like the champion of the cast members. So he is, I guess he's the president of Parks and Resorts now, right? Mm-hmm. And so last week he posted on Instagram a picture of him in Walt's apartment at Disneyland. And he said, I just stopped into the Disneyland Resort this week and was delighted to see the resort enhancement team had installed the tree in Walt's apartment. We always leave a light on for him. I had to share since I know you won't be able to see it this year. Be safe, everyone. Happy holidays. Like, he just speaks to me. He seems like such a kind and generous man. And, you know, to have him see this picture of him in the apartment, you know, showing that the lights are still on, the tree is up, that even though people aren't in Disneyland, they're taking care of it.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
It is nice.
I love him.
Yeah, he seems to be a really cool guy. Like, whether it's, you know, they're making sure that he's out there and putting out these great messages, or he thinks these messages are important, like, whatever. He's been there all along, right? Like, since the parks closed, he was showing us behind the scenes and showing the cast members working. And with Disneyland, when they did the big, like maybe one of the bigger announcements about all of the layoffs on social media, you saw people saying that he was going in and talking to, like, the very next day he was talking to all the cast members and spending time with them and making sure they saw, you know, that side of them, to, you know, them talking to them and whatever. So yeah, and
which is
pretty
so
cool.
Like, it's amazing when you think about, because after announcing all those layoffs, most sort of, I put in air quotes, corporate citizens kind of fade into the background. They don't want to come out. He was out in person at Downtown Disney talking to cast members. Yeah.
Apologizing to them.
Apologizing. Like, that is a real human being. Yeah. So I love him. So if you're not following him on Instagram, go check him out, Josh Tomorrow. He's just, and he's cute too. Yeah. He's a cutie.
It was neat to see the tree, like, because so at Walt's apartment they have the lamp that's on all the time, right? It signifies Walt, and at Christmas they replace it with a little mini tree.
Yeah.
So that was neat. Awesome. I like that.
Yeah, and you were impressed this week with my TikTok.
Yeah, so on your TikTok, I don't really get it, but I guess people post questions and then you like mirror them or reply. I don't know what it's even called.
I don't know. I'm still learning, so it even cut off the end of my response, and I thought I can't record this again. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm on TikTok, and it was a
So question. What was the question? The question was if you could have one Disney gift for Christmas or something.
If you could have one park to yourself for an hour. What park and what would you do?
And you said Disneyland.
I know. Were you shocked?
I almost dropped my phone.
Yeah, so I would.
I was probably scrolling through TikTok when I was supposed to be going to sleep, so I'm a little over-exaggerating when I said I would have dropped my phone. But yeah.
Yeah, and so I picked Disneyland, and I said I would go to Walt's apartment. And I would just spend an hour in Walt's apartment. That's what I would want to do.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. I knew as soon as I recorded it, I thought, Carrie's not going to believe this. So what else is going on in news, Carrie?
I don't know. This week I had a really, like, the week before the holidays is busy for me at work, so I feel a little bit out of tune. Usually at work we have budget deadlines, and they're usually the first Friday and the second Friday, and this year they were the second Friday and the third Friday, so I worked I was busy right up to the
You were
end.
busy this week.
No cleanups and no whatever, like no time to really, I still have to get caught up on some stuff, but yeah, I feel out of touch, so I don't know. I saw that there was 2021 Disneyland merch over the last couple of weeks. I've seen that pop up. I don't know if we talked about that in the last news, but everyone's excited about. I think the 2020 merchandise at the parks is like buy one get three free or something because nobody wants it.
Exactly. Nobody wants to remember the year.
And everyone's excited to see the 2021 merch. It's neat. It's color blocked, kind of like pop art looking. it's got the new Mickey characters, the Fab Five, like the new look. I don't know what I can't think of what that look is called, but the new
it's
look.
more. It's almost like a caricature. Is that what you call it? Caricature of the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but like the new Disney,
they're
the Disney Shorts, the Disney Shorts style of characters. What else has been? Like I said, I haven't really noticed anything other than that.
Well, they did announce the Festival of the Arts dates. So this is the Epcot Festival of the Arts.
Oh yeah,
is going to run January 8th to February 22nd. I think this is kind of one of my favorite, which is funny because I'm not really an artsy person. I'm not really artsy.
You don't have to be artsy to enjoy art and to appreciate art.
Exactly. And you know what? I do like this one because I think it's a great time of year to go. The weather's nice, the food is good, and the art is kind of interesting. They have some really cool stuff.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite times to go. I think I've been the last few. I think I've been almost every year since it started because it's lots of fun. And it's a nice time of year to go. Like, I like to go to the parks at that time of year.
So maybe we should aim for that.
Maybe
we can get there before it ends.
What's the ending date? What was it? From
February 22nd.
Oh.
I think we can do it. Maybe. I think we can. I think we got it. We just got to go. Well, weren't we just talking about we were going to do a photo shoot or something? Wouldn't it be fun to do it during Festival of the Arts? Yeah. Maybe in the parks. We'll get there. Mm-hmm. Well, that was fun news stuff.
It's kind of, everyone's probably like, there was a lot more news, but we didn't.
Well, because when we talk about the news, we don't want to be a news source. No. So when we talk about the news,
stuff that's kind of interesting to us.
It's the stuff that we like. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mando 2021 merch.
Yeah. Disneyland
always is the best news ever.
And, of course, whatever's going on at Walt Disney World. And our new artwork, because that was fun too. So we did say a couple weeks ago, we posted for everyone to say, hey, we want to hear from you. Let us know how you bring a little Disney into your holidays at home. And, we invited people to send voice clips. And I don't know if maybe people don't know how to send a voice clip or if they're really shy. But we got one voice clip. We got hundreds of comments, hundreds of notes about what they do, but one voice clip. And our voice clip comes from the lovely Sheila, our friend Sheila. She's a friend of the podcast, who explains to us how she brings a little Disney into her holidays and what it means to her. So, Carrie, maybe we'll just start with, I'll play that voice clip.
Thanks, Sheila.
We have Disney Christmas decorations on our Christmas tree. We always have Mickey and Minnie and his friends hanging around the house anywhere we can put them. It was like that when I was a kid, and it's like that now, 50 years later. I especially liked when I was younger and we would watch the World of Disney movie on Sunday night. It was always something special we got to do together.
So that was fun to have her send that in. And the ornaments, absolutely. We got a lot of comments on ornaments. But the World of Disney, thinking of that too, sitting down and watching that as a family is memories that you're building year after year.
For sure.
And we did, so thank you very much, Sheila, for the voice recording. We did get a lot of comments about ornaments. Marie sent in, she's, all her Disney ornaments. And what she does is she gets one every year. And from every special event she attends, she picks up an ornament. So her trees are full of them. Nicole sent ornaments for sure from the parks, the Hallmark ones. Her husband even said it might be time for a second tree because of all of her ornaments. And, Lauren said the ornaments as well. She's looking at a second tree. I think this kind of gets out of control.
Maybe we should poll people. Like, I wonder how many Disney people have two trees or because of their their collection of Disney things, because some people have a Disney tree, but just because you love Disney doesn't mean you don't like you've kind of thrown away all of the other wonderful things about Christmas decorations. So you'll have traditional decorations, or you want to have like more of a designer tree that's a certain color scheme or whatever, or maybe you have a tree that's full of all of your kids' ornaments from when they grew up. Like our tree was always my handmade ornaments when we were growing up. So
yeah,
like I wonder if if Disney people have multiple trees.
Yeah, and I think that's because there were quite a few people that said, we have more than one tree. And, so, Jennifer said we have 2 Disney trees.
Holy smokes.
2 Disney trees with just Disney ornaments, and our mantle is decorated with Disney snow globes.
That's cool.
Right? So there's another one. So Arwen said our tree only has Disney ornaments and the monorail instead of a Christmas train.
Nice.
So they have a monorail underneath their tree. Lots have the Disney, tree skirts and things like that. Mm-hmm. But aside from the ornaments, so Lisa said she does it through baking at Christmas time. So she loves to try and bake treats that they love from the parks because it brings a memory in every bite. Yeah,
that's a big one, I think.
That's a big one.
Especially after this year, because there's so many, Disney's giving out so many of their recipes too, right? You can make like peppermint dipped churros because we were all given the churro recipe earlier this year.
It's crazy how much good stuff Disney has shared. They, normally they don't put out all of their behind the scenes, how this comes together. Here's the recipe for this, recreate this at home. But I really think they've done a good job of engaging us all that way by sharing it.
Like I have Disney ornaments, lots of lots of Muppets, lots of cat ornaments. Shocking. Obviously, I've got Mickey and Minnie type ornaments. I've got the tree skirt. I've got I've got a Disney Parks train for underneath my tree, but I don't put my tree up because of my cats. So. So I've got Mickey Mouse wreaths. I've got 2 Mickey Mouse wreaths. I put those up because they can be up out of the way. But for me, I find I do my crafts. Like, so I'll make Christmas cards some years and I'll make them Disney themed, or I'll try to make a gift for somebody that's like made, but with a bit of a Disney flair to it, because my house isn't like, it's all packed away because of the cats. These cats.
I know. Yeah. I don't put up a tree because I'm not even here on Christmas. I'm at my sister's. And my sister really got my mom's decorating bug, right? Like, my mom loved Christmas so much. It was such a production. I think I've said this before. It was weeks preparing for Christmas, which normally meant that I was stuck, like, hanging decorations, putting up trees, writing Christmas cards. Like, it was work for me. So Christmas was not my favorite time of year because I did so much work for it. But my sister got the same bug. So she loves to decorate. She loves, whatever. So we put up the tree at her house. She has all the decorations, all the Disney stuff. There's a couple of handmade ornaments on it. My nephew Andrew really hates it because every year we put up the ornament that he made when he was first at school, and it's like 3 popsicle sticks glued into a triangle. That's all it is. 3 popsicle sticks.
Like, it's not a star. It might be the Illuminati or something, but it's not. It's
literally just a triangle. And every year we pull it out, and he's like, seriously, can you throw it out? And nope, it's going on the tree. That and Miss Piggy from,
yes,
and I think I told you that one, right? Because we had a Miss Piggy when he was little, and he would put it on, my mom, his grandmother, she loved it, and she would hand it to him to put on the tree, and he would have a fit as a little kid. He hated Miss Piggy. And every year, we would put it on the tree and he would move her to the back. And to this day, when him and I decorate the tree, it's the same thing. I can never figure out where he's hidden Miss Piggy on the tree.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's there.
And Becky has a collection of popcorn buckets, so I'm sure there's some listeners and some Disney fans that also decorate with Disney Christmas popcorn buckets. There
are popcorn buckets everywhere at my sister's house, especially the Christmas themed ones.
That's kind of fun. Like, that's a fun way to add something different to your Christmas decor Disney.
Oh, it is. It is. Because, and I roll my eyes at them.
They're kind of a sucker to store, though. Like, where does she just has them in Does
she has them in the base, like the basement is overflowing with Christmas decorations.
Like just put them in bins or whatever.
Yeah, they're in bins. And I roll my eyes at them because the popcorn buckets are not exactly the easiest thing to bring home. You almost always have to carry them on because if you put them in, like they'll crack if you put them in your suitcase or whatever. But so she has a ton of popcorn buckets. And then she also has a Disney Village. So
that's another one. That's a big one.
So she has a huge Disney Village where we set up this big long table. She has like snow that she bought at the craft store, and she has the castle. She has Casey's Corner. I think she has the Emporium, the Firehouse, and she has like it's like this Mickey's ear store. It's like where they make the ears, but it's not anything you would see in the parks. You know
that's
which one,
really
right?
cool.
So she has that. There's lots of Disney in the, and then of course all the wrapping paper at Christmas is Disney, and
and you can send out Disney Christmas cards, Disney wrapping. You can wrap your gifts in Disney. You can decorate your outside with all those inflatables.
Yeah. Now so somebody did send in that they had made wood cutouts for their yard this year, and they posted a picture. So if you go to Facebook and look up the post, there's a picture there, and they did wood cutouts. They're really big wood cutouts of Donald, Daisy, Goofy, Minnie, Pluto, and Mickey. And Brian said that's what they put on their front lawn, and it's so cute. Yeah,
like I think I'm sure that a lot of people have been a bit more creative to fill that void of not, like, if they regularly go to the parks or they just need something, something happy and bright. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that have that have taken their Disney love and Christmas that extra step this year. Like, example, making those cutouts or just maybe buying different. Like, I heard on the radio one morning when I was driving that the sales of all of those things are
skyrocketed.
Yeah, like it's been a very successful year for decorations and outside inflatables and all of that stuff. So,
And I heard that too, sort of for even like home renovation projects and stuff, because people are being forced to spend so much time in their homes that they're focused on updating it and making it, better for them to live in. And so that would go with decorations too. I haven't caught that bug yet though. The whole,
me neither.
No, you need to clean up and do all that stuff. So, Carrie, what else do you do? Like, I know there's Christmas specials online. You know what? I have to put it out there. As I've said, Christmas isn't necessarily my holiday, but the Christmas movies, I would rather cut off my right arm than sit down and watch some of these Christmas movies, especially the Hallmark movies. It's the same movie. It's the same movie over and over, and my sister loves them.
Oh, well, everybody loves them, unfortunately. We are like...
Because you don't love them either.
I don't love them. Like, I love Christmas movies. I just don't love that genre of Christmas movies, that subgenre of Hallmarky, what did our friend Susan call them? Harlequin romance.
It's like a Harlequin romance, but
a family Christmas version. But generally, yeah. Like, I think there's people that watch, like, they have their favorites, or they watch all of them, like not the Hallmark ones, but just the regular rundown of all the Christmas movies, and
Yeah,
some of those channels on TV show them the whole month, right? Like every single day they put on a new movie.
Horrible.
So
I will say what I did watch last night was the Decorating Disney special on Disney Plus. Now, obviously, It was filmed. I don't know whether it was last year or the year before, but I watched that, and it was Whoopi Goldberg going around and showing how the decorations go up. It's probably the only place where I'm happy to sort of have a little Christmas cheer is when I'm in Walt Disney World or Disneyland. It's the only place where I'm happy it snows. But what they do to the parks and the resorts, it's almost overnight, where you leave the one night and you come back, the tree's up, everything's up. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this special on Disney Plus is showing you how they do it. It's almost a year-long event where they're fine-tuning and planning. It takes them like 6 months to bake all the gingerbread used for the gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian.
Wow.
That's spectacular.
Yeah, for sure. And it smells good too. They put out earlier in the month, the Disney Parks YouTube channel put the Candlelight Processional, last year's Candlelight Processional, in its full form for everyone to watch on YouTube. So that's something exciting that people can watch this year. It's with Neil Patrick Harris. So,
well, if they were going to put one out, it would have to be with him, right?
So that's neat. That's because I'm sure there's YouTube videos of that people have put up, but it's really neat that Disney put out an official version of it. So I think it's almost an hour long. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to watch that one. I'm going to watch that one closer to Christmas. Maybe I'll make my mom watch it with me or something.
Yeah, there's obviously some great stuff on Disney Plus, on YouTube.
And the Muppets Christmas Carol is a fan favorite. I think if you did that poll...
How long were we going to get through this? We weren't going to get through this before we started talking about the Muppets Christmas.
I'm sure if you did a poll, that would be a numero uno. Many people, it's their favorite. Absolutely.
I think we might have to do a poll if this is the Muppets Christmas your favorite Christmas
You'll be
movie?
Surprised.
You think?
And then we also, a lot of people every single year look forward to the Christmas morning special.
Yeah, so Disney puts on their Christmas morning special. Obviously, this year, I guess it's like all the pre-recorded stuff from years gone by. We're always positive on the podcast, unless we're talking spoilers, and maybe the Christmas thing on Disney, because I gotta say...
It's not the same.
When
it used to be a parade, like a regular parade, and you had the regular folks that were the MCs of the parade, like it used to be like Nick Cannon and Mario Lopez and I'm trying to think of who the gals were. Maria, she was from, I think, one of the TV news shows or whatever. And as cheesy as that was, it was neat. But then they've changed it into more of a commercial. And really, like the Neil Patrick Harris, like the last one that was like that was the Neil Patrick Harris one, or maybe the second last one. And that was spectacular. One. Like that was unbelievable. Like
if you're looking for something to watch Christmas morning, feel good Disney thing, go onto YouTube and look for the Neil Patrick Harris Christmas Day parade. That was phenomenal.
That should be that's just what people, well, no, I shouldn't say that, because people should watch a Disney one if that's what they want to do. But when they're done watching that, they should load that up, that sucker up on the TV and watch that one too. Yeah.
I just felt like they got so far away from the parade and the celebration, and they focus on what's new and what's coming, and it feels a little commercially to me. But you know what, Carrie, that could be too, because we obviously our day-to-day lives, we're always enthralled in what's going on at Disney. So maybe it is new news for many people that are watching it on Christmas morning. And for us, we're like, seriously, we don't need to see this.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think the fact that it used to be like a parade, like as if the same format as if you watch the Rose Bowl parade or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I think it made you feel warm and fuzzy, whether you'd been once or whether you'd been 50 times. You were watching a parade that you could be there. You could be on the curb, with your hot cocoa waiting for the parade floats to come by. Like, it really felt, it was special. Like, right. And even with the hosts and the concert, like the musical numbers in front of the castle or whatever, it just felt, I don't know, it was good.
I gotta say, I don't even know most of the musical numbers. Like, I don't know who these people are. So I have no sort of, Christmas music isn't my thing either, but watching these people, I don't even know who they are. So yeah.
I used to love watching, like, and maybe it's still like that, but I don't really watch it anymore. But I used to love watching the crowds, like everybody all dressed up and with their shirt, like their Christmas outfits on and their ears and their whatever.
Yes.
And I always was amazed by like the crowd control and how everybody was all themed and excited and it placed well. And and all of that. Like, if anything, I really would like to have been for one of those to participate. Like, I know it would be crazy, but just to see how it operates. I might have been at the parks when they were filming it before, but not really paying. I don't know if I've been there on a day when they're doing that. But anyways, I think it's real. That part I thought was neat too, because I really liked watching everybody excited. And
yeah, I've enjoyed recently watching sort of my Facebook memories of all the times that I've been there during the holidays. In fact, just today, one of the memories that popped up was we were there just this week at Walt Disney World, and it was my 3 nephews and my nephew's 2 sons. So the 5 boys in the family, so the couple of generations and everything. And we were all at Epcot, and we got a picture of the 5 of them together. And what a fantastic memory. I mean, those kids, they've all grown up Disney. Everybody in our family has grown up Disney, and it was so much fun to get to spend some of the holidays there with them. And so that was a nice memory, and hopefully we're all going to get to go back soon. I'm so looking forward to it. Carrie, what would be like if you could ask for a Christmas wish, a Disney Christmas wish? What kind of things would you wish for? Like, what would make your Christmas spectacular?
Like this Christmas?
Well, if you could ask for anything. Mine would be if I could go to Walt's apartment and see that little tree.
I would like just to be, I would settle for Disneyland, Main Street USA, Walt's Original Magic Kingdom with a coffee. I'd like to be sitting on a park bench I'd walk in, I would say hello to Walt as I usually do, and then I'd like to walk down to the end of the street and just kind of sit there. Like, that's all I ask for right now after this year. Like a nice hot coffee and a park bench at Main Street, listening to the music. Preferably with some pals, to chat to, so I don't have to, because, after a couple minutes, I probably would wish I had someone to talk to. So my wish would have to, to have some friends and family with me. But yeah, that's what I would want if I could have anything.
Yeah, I think, so mine would just be the opposite end of, obviously, Walt's apartment. And then if I could, I'd love to be just sitting at the top of Main Street in the bigger, the one that he improved on, Magic Kingdom, where I'd love to be sitting at the end of that street with a nice cup of tea on the right-hand side of Main Street under those lovely umbrellas. We could
probably Zoom each other, so we could have a call.
We could totally do. Who are we kidding? We're going together as soon as we can. We should be doing. Maybe we do the coast to coast.
Well, I was just saying in this dream, like if the dream came true, but then they were like, okay, and all of a sudden, like the finger snap, but you were in Magic Kingdom and I was at Disneyland. And we'd have to call each other. Wouldn't
that be such a fantastic episode for like the Disney parade? They cut away and they see Carrie and Fran, and we snap our fingers as if we have magic, and you end up at the top of Main Street in Disneyland, and I'm in Walt Disney World.
And you're Nick Cannon, and I'm Mario Lopez reporting live from Main Street on Christmas Day.
Just don't make me dance. I think we should do that. If any Disney executives are listening, Carrie and I are up for the challenge to do this for you.
Forget about all those ambassadors that you find and the perfect ambassadors to represent Disney parks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've got
everything
them right
you need
here.
is right here.
I think so. Is there anything else, Carrie, on your list of things that you do to bring a little Disney into your home and your holidays?
I don't know. I think we probably talked about most of it. And if there's anything else, I'll think of it, and like as soon as we're done the call or tomorrow, be like, dang it, that would have been a good one. That's a real obvious one. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, me too. That's kind of how the holidays come together for me. But I mean, there's Disney in our day every day. So for us, it's kind of, we don't really do, I don't really do anything extra special for the holidays.
There's just Disney everywhere. Anyways.
Well, yeah, that's what keeps us happy.
Yeah, true.
Well, this has been fun talking about all of the great stuff for how we bring Disney into the holidays. And I loved getting like notes and stuff from people that we could read on the podcast. I loved the voice recording from Sheila. I think it would be great if other people sent in questions and things to us in the form of a voice recording, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
That would be fun. So I think let's just open it up to people that, send us voice recordings, whatever you want, that, questions that you have for us, show ideas, whatever, and make sure, you can send them through the Facebook page, Instagram, or email tink@pixiedustfan.com. And so, Carrie, this was fun. This was a lot of fun, obviously. What would you say is your pixie dust? Well, it's Christmas week. So what would be your pixie dust for Christmas week?
Oh.
What's the oh?
Well, I've got my pixie dust is that I'm off work for a couple of weeks. That's like my
that's your pixie dust.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I couldn't wait for the holiday break that I don't have to work for a couple of weeks. I'm very excited about that. I've never looked forward to a Christmas break more. I believe. I seriously feel that way.
I'm so surprised because what are you going to do with the time off?
I don't know. To be determined. I'm only on day 1.5 right now. So, and really it's technically the weekend. So we'll see how I feel, how this all unravels on,
how this Monday. All starts to unravel during the week.
Mm-hmm. But one thing, some pixie dust that I've got, some real pixie dust, like it's not.
Well, I think that is pixie dust. Being off work is real pixie dust. It really is. Like I'm very jealous. Go on.
Is I'm watching something on YouTube called, it's a channel
Shocking.
of, pardon?
Shocking. You're watching something on YouTube. Go on. Sorry.
Okay. Anyways, my pixie dust for this week is something I'm watching on YouTube. It's on a channel called Curiosity Inc. And it's a collector. He has an antique store in Edmonton, Alberta. And I followed him for a few years. But what he's doing right now is he's bought a home of a collector. Like, I guess you could say they were almost, in the end, it was almost a bit of a hoarding house, but he's bought the contents of this house, and he's putting on YouTube every single day an episode as he goes through this house. And he does it very respectfully, and you get to know what type of people they were, and she loved fashion. And as they're getting through this house, like, they're finding... Probably in the end, there'll be like 50 fur coats, designer clothes. Like and the thing is with him, like he doesn't know anything about this person, but as he goes through it, he'll learn more and more about them. And he did this before. He had a house he called it the hoarder's house, and then it turned into, they called it the potter's house because this lady, it was again in Alberta. He didn't know anything about her, and he was kind of puzzling it all out and doing research and figuring it out. And she ended up being a very well-known she did pottery, an artist. And her house was full of her own art that she had done decades and decades ago. And she had collected art from all of her colleagues, people of the same era of so she had other people's pottery, she had other artwork. So he had this home full of very valuable Canadian art, and he knew nothing about her. And in the end, he met her. She was in a nursing home, and he got to know the family a little bit more. I think in the end, he might have even I think what he found in the house was so valuable. I think I remember he either donated some of his earnings to charity or gave it back to the family, because he all of a sudden was in this art, or he donated a lot of the art to museums and things like that, because they had no idea till he got in there.
So he's like someone where he buys the house or buys the contents of the house, and then he flips the stuff. So he sells, donates, whatever. Mm-hmm.
So, wow. And he really doesn't do that. He's done this twice. This is the second time he's done it. But it's just, so he has an antique store. So he usually buys and sells. He buys cars. He buys all kinds of wonky stuff. But it's just very, very interesting. And it's one of those things where every single day I can't wait to see what he's put up. But it's just so interesting. And the way that he does it, and he has a family, and his wife and his kids, and he's just a good guy, and it's a feel good type of situation, and he's just
That's
putting
so
it out there to show
interesting.
people the journey. So it's called Curiosity Inc. It's really cool, but I'm really enjoying watching it, and I can't wait. He has 8 weeks
so fun.
he has 8 weeks to clean out this house, and she had so much clothes that this weekend they're working on pulling out the clothes, and they've taken out 2 cube vans full of boxes of clothes.
And you think about what kind of story, like going through all that stuff in somebody's house, and you get to find out who they are and what they're about, and sort of you get to know the person. Can you imagine if somebody came in and went through our house? Like, what would our houses tell about us?
I don't know. I don't think mine would say much. But it's really rare, like, to find something on YouTube that I really can't wait for the next episode. Like,
Right.
I saw this morning that last night he posted something, and that was the first thing I did. Like, grabbed my coffee, had some
Sat
leftover
down and
donuts, and watched it. That was so. So that's my pixie dust for this
That's
week.
awesome.
And if it's of interest to you, then you should. Well, not you, but the people listening.
It might not be for me.
No, I don't think you would. I don't think you would like it.
Yeah, no, might not be up my alley.
But if that's your thing, he's got a really cool channel. It's very interesting.
Awesome.
What's your pixie dust?
My pixie dust is, so this week we were on a big group call, and our friend Angela at Pure Magic Vacations was telling us about this fun find she had at the local drugstore, and it's called Junior Watkins Foaming Hand Soap, and it's Ocean Breeze. And she said the scent reminded her of the Yacht and Beach Club. And I was like, what? That doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. And I happened to be at the drugstore this week, picked up a couple of bottles, one for my sister, one for me. And you know what? It totally does. So when you're washing your hands, you have a little bit of the beach club, yacht club scent. And you know, I don't know about you, but just certain smells, like, I think smells are really important to memories, and I have sort of the, I have the oils that they use to diffuse, actually it is in the beach club at Bay Lake Tower. That scent I use in my oil machines, but here, this is the hand soap, and it kind of sparks the memories, and I love it. So for anybody looking for it, I will link to that in the show notes as well. And my sister said the same. She was like, yeah, it does remind me of it.
I haven't been to Shoppers Drug Mart to buy it, but that's on my to-do list. You reminded me this morning about
welcome.
it, so I need to go and buy it. But as soon as Angela said Ocean Breeze, it's and I didn't say anything in the call because I thought people wouldn't get it or they would think I'm a loony. But I thought of Muppets Take Manhattan, because remember when Kermit. Do you remember when Kermit gets amnesia, and he's all of a sudden he works in an ad agency, and he's like, Bill, meet Gil. This is Phil. Hey, Phil, this is Jill. And the soap that they are promoting is called Ocean Breeze.
Ocean Breeze.
Ocean Breeze soap will get you clean.
That's all right.
And I so wanted to like go on a rant as soon as she said that, and I was like, nope.
No. Save it for the podcast.
So it's like going to be awesome. I can't wait. It's going to be Muppet soap, but it's going to smell like the Yacht and Beach Club.
Ocean how Breeze fantastic is that, clean. Right?
Yes. Hi, Gil. This is Jill.
Yeah. Well, and there you go. And there's another one. So people should be watching their Muppet Christmas carols for the holidays, for sure.
Always.
Carrie, this has been fun as always. And
it's fun.
To everyone listening, I hope you have happy holidays with your families. And if you can't be together, that you're virtually together. Make use of, lots of great tools online, Facebook video chats, FaceTime
video chats.
On your iPhones.
People are playing games like play trivia with your family, or bingo, or charades. Well, that's might be a little bit hard, like win, lose, or draw type things. Like there's so many different apps. So if you haven't done that yet, maybe think out of the box and Google some of those things. And they're a lot of fun. We did them at work. We played games online.
Yes.
So there's lots of things to do to kind of change it up instead of having that same old Zoom call.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, it's funny because I said to my sister this week that, you and I actually don't talk on the phone. I don't think I've ever called your cell phone.
Well, I think we've called when we've chatted when we were driving.
Oh, maybe when we were driving, yes. But otherwise, whenever we talk, it's a video call.
Yeah.
Always. And that kind of makes us feel like we're still hanging out. We're still together. We still get to see each other. And I think it's so often when you're talking to people, you're just so used to calling them that you don't think to include the video element. And it really does make a difference. It really does make you feel like you're connecting better. So make sure you're doing that. Like Carrie suggested, use the games. You know, we did a family dinner where we set up the electronics on the kitchen, like on the kitchen dining room table, as if we were all sitting around the table together. And I think that's definitely important so that you can be with your family for the holidays. If you can't be there in person, you can be there virtually. Well, everyone have a fantastic, safe, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. And Carrie, same to you, although we'll be talking to each other all the time. Yeah. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Thanks for listening to another episode of the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Carrie and I always have a great time recording it. If you'd like to support us, the best way that you can do that is to tell people about us. You know, share the podcast with your family and friends if you think they might enjoy it as well. You can also leave us a rating and review on the podcast players. You know, it really goes a long way when they see those ratings and reviews come in. And, you know, send us your feedback. We're always happy to hear from you. Enjoy the holidays. Thank you again for listening. And until next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.